What is up, guys? It's your boy Yugioh. This is a brand new video today. I wanted to bring you guys a profile of my Orcust deck that I ended up taking to the Duluth Regional this past weekend. I will go through my matchups after I end up giving you guys the deck profile. I should have topped this event. I had a good feeling about this list. Just lack of sleep was out of my hands. I probably should have went to sleep, but I knew I wasn't going to wake up for that time. I was supposed to meet, or get picked up, whatever. So let's get straight into it. So I'm just gonna start off with the little mini engine. Basically, your part for your Dark Warrior, I guess you want to say, engine. The one-ofs, obviously, the Armageddon Knight and the Grapher, and then your PK engine. Honestly and truly, I've opened this up, but I've had a way to either discard it or for a lure, and then still basically do my combo. That's it for that. Then, mind you, I am proxying, so I don't own the cards. I borrowed cards and everything. So, 3 Ibly. This actually came up a lot. I love it because it's basically like a 1-card combo to Azerthot or even just making Savage Dragon. And a lot of people prefer like Sky Blaster, which in a way I could see why. But I love because whenever I set up for Azerthot, my opponent can't do nothing. They can't special summon but Link monsters. And then if I end up facing somebody who ends up running the Mermaid, then, I mean, you got it, my guy. But either way, you're not going to be able to get the effect anyways because of Azerthot. But I really wouldn't cut Ibly at all. The card's too fucking insane. Then, for the Orcust engine, I am running 3 of the level 1, 3 of the Hopar, and 3 of the Skeleton. So if you guys don't know what these do by now, Avery Foster and Ed Seption ended up playing a mini engine in the attack deck. But basically, they all have grave-like effects. The level 1, you get the special summon 1 from hand. You banish it, obviously. They're not cost, which is good. But you have Hopar, which special summons an Orcust, but herself from the deck. And then you have Skeleton, which basically is like your Monster Reborn. Then going into more of the Orcust engine, we ran 3 of the new one from Savage Strike. Honestly and truly, this card is too good. Like, it really is. Like, basically what you do, you target the monster, and then you get to banish it, and then send a Dark Machine monster to the grave, and that monster basically gains 100 attack for whatever level it is. So you can either send your Hopar if you haven't opened it up, or you mainly for the combo, you can send the World Wand, which we'll get into. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't really matter. You're going to get one of those on field anyways, set up for your Savage Dragon or your Azerthot play, or almost really anything else. And the cool thing is, it counts as an Orcust and a Nightmare, so of course you could bring this out with the Mermaid or Hopar, which is really insane. Then I opted to run 2 of the World Wand. The secondary build that my friend ended up building of this deck, which shout out to Ollie, he ended up topping the event with Burning Abyss, which I'll get the deck list for you guys soon. I wanted to run 2 because of the fact that, 1, you're recycling it anyways, and yeah, if you open it up, yeah, it's a Dark Grapher target to send, and it's a lure target, but I just didn't want to open this in my hand. There's almost really no way besides those 2 to get it out of your hand, or discarding it with Mermaid, or any of the other Nightmares, but regardless, that's it for the monsters. I didn't run any hand traps. You really don't need hand traps in this deck. You really don't. 3, Call by the Grave. 3, Allure of Darkness. Then I ended up borrowing these, but machine dupes. The cool thing is with this deck is if you at least open up, let's say like the level 1, you open it up, it's not a brick because of the fact that, one, it's a Link Karibo target, as well as the fact that you get to machine dupe it. And the cool thing with machine dupe is the wand's a target, as well as the Orcust. So like if you end up going for Mermaid, bringing this out, which you do for the combo, which I could show you guys, you can use machine dupe and bring 2 of them out, which is insane. What else? I think that's it for your targets for machine dupe. But it's fairly insane. Like, you have 3 targets for machine dupe in the deck. Machine dupe is very insane. The fact that, like, if your opponent ashes the first one and you have another one, either from a lure or the return, you're in the clear. Like, it doesn't matter. You win. That's fairly insane. Then you have 1 of the field spell, and then 2 of the return. Now, the secondary build, which most likely I might lean towards because of the fact, like, there really wasn't anything too wrong with the deck besides I opened up the field spell. Guaranteeing, yes, the field spell can be a discard outlet for Mermaid, and it makes your Orcust quick effects, but just the fact that you opened it up, I don't know, I might cut it or side it or something, but you really don't need this because you either make Azerthot or Savage Dragon, and you really don't use anything else for the quick effects anyways, unless you're playing a totally different build. The 2 return, I love the 2 return. It came in handy whether I setted it or I opened it up. Whether I went for a lure, I had this as a backup plan, or vice versa. Either way, I still might play 2. We'll see. But either way, the card's insane. Then we ran 1 of the PK rank up, and then 1 foolish to round up the main deck, or not main deck, but for the spells. And then for the traps, pretty standard. 3 Fogblade and the 1. Fogblade didn't really come in handy too much. I mean, it stopped my opponent from killing me, but this card it's insane. It really is insane. Then we're going into the extra. We ran 1 Galatea, 1 Lingrusu for our orchestrated guys. I didn't really go. I mean, I went into Lingrusu maybe once or twice, and I used its effect maybe once throughout the whole event. But other than that, like Galatea, you go into more because of the fact that, 1, you're reviving it either for the combo or just going into it for the combo in general. Then for the mermaids or the nightmares, we are running 1 mermaid, 1 phoenix, and 1 unicorn, which is the proxy, or 1 of the proxies. However, I did actually end up missing Cerberus. I had times where I wanted it, but I didn't technically need it. Phoenix did help me throughout the event. I actually didn't even have to hard go into it to make Mermaid, which was really good. Then we ran the 1 Link Karibo, the PK Link, Underclock Taker, Summon Sorcerer, Bomber Dragon, I believe this was Borosword. Then you have Savage Dragon. There was another extra deck monster, which was Load, which I went to Load like once, but that's about it. Savage Dragon, I went into like the first few rounds, and then the Borosword, I mean, it's for game. That's it for the rest, but we ran the Redoer and the Azerthot for the roundup, the extra. Then going into the side, I mean, it was pretty standard. The 2 Lancias, the 2 Dino Guy, 2 Sphere Modes, 1 of each Kaiju, 2 Twin Twisters, 2 Mind Control, 2 Reboot, and the 1 Order. I didn't really go into my side deck too much, besides like your standard like Sphere Mode and your Pankratops, maybe the Lancias and Twin Twisters, but that's about it. Like the Kaijus I didn't really go into, the Reboots I didn't have to side, the Mind Controls, Order I didn't even side anyways. But going to my matchups, round 1, I ended up facing the Danger deck and the Danger Thunder Dragon deck, and it actually wasn't. I mean, I got bodied. He opened up everything. I couldn't really do much. I bricked. So then we go into round 2. I actually end up facing for hire, which was weird. He ended up giving me a fair game. I ended up beating him anyways, and then we went into game 2, and as they call time, we were just starting game 2, and then that basically they gave me the win because I won game 1. Round 3, I end up having to face, I believe it was Pendulums, and I totally misplayed because of the fact that I should have went Azerthot, not knowing I was playing. Instead, I went into Savage Dragon, and I ended up losing that. We had our lunch break, whatever. Round 4, I end up facing the Danger deck again. He misplayed. I stuck to the game plan. I understand that word flies around a lot, but game 1, I made Azerthot. Game 2, I made Savage Dragon, and it was all over. Then round 5, I believe I ended up facing a friend of mine. Shout out to Logan. He piloted Trick Stars, lost in the bubble, sadly. We ended up actually drawing because of the fact of time. We were getting ready to side, and they called time, so we tied. Then, oh god, what did I face? Round 6, I end up facing... Oh, what was it? I think I ended up facing True Draco, and then I spaced game 2 because of the fact that I had Twin Twisters, not knowing what he had in his hand. I thought it was going to be a regular True Draco, and he had Ibly. And he went Disciple, set 1, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was another True Draco. Well, or just a normal one, and it was the the only one that you play as a one of. I don't remember what its name is, but you tribute 3, and then bam. I couldn't really get over it. I had nothing. It was unaffected, so I didn't think of anything of it. I should have went Boil Sword, and then I probably would have ended up drawing again, but it just didn't. It wasn't in my cards. Then I ended up facing Altergeist, and I couldn't do nothing. It didn't matter. I bricked, and that was it. I didn't play the rest of the rounds because I was over it. Honestly and truly, I felt like if I would have slept, I would have topped this event. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoy the profile. It is a really fun deck. You consistently can make Azerthot almost no matter what your hand is, as well as Savage Dragon. Potentially, depending on what your hand looks like, you can make both. But regardless, I hope you guys did enjoy the profile, guys. If you guys did, let me know in the comment section down below, as well as hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll be getting a couple deck profiles for you guys that had topped the event. If you guys want to check Blair Hunter's and Koty Angeloff's deck, it's on the Golden Goats Facebook page as well as our Instagram. Go follow both those. Shout out to Golden Goats, and shout out to everybody at the event checking up on me. This was my event. I had it, and it was just sleep got the best of me. As always, it's your boy Young Breezy, and I'm out. Deuces.